Bless the Lord, O my soul, bless.
Hi, thanks for tuning in to our daily inspiration again, and thank you so much for taking a little bit of your time to be here with us. So hopefully all of you will be learning something useful from this video. Now this is going to be a slightly longer video on the subject of spiritual warfare, and for this one, I would like to share this clip of Father Joseph Iannuzzi, who's a mystical theologian as well as an exorcist. And I think there's a lot that you can learn from this relatively short video right here. Please listen to this.
Many times we do not receive grace because our mind is cluttered with fleeting thoughts. And if our mind is not completely filled with God, we cause the devil to bother us and maybe even foment temptations. When our mind is filled with God, as the devil approaches us, and not finding the place toward which to direct his temptations, confused, he flees. In fact, holy thoughts have so much power against the devil that, as he is about to approach us, they wound him like many swords and drive him away. Therefore we complain unfairly when our mind is bothered and tempted by the enemy. It is our poor vigilance that causes our enemy to assault us. He is spying on our minds in order to find little gaps and attack us. Now let me pause here. Here Hannibal is teaching us that vigilance, prayer, recollection is the key to defeating Satan, and lack thereof is what enables Satan to distract, bother, and tempt us. But this one sentence can lend to misinterpretation. The last sentence I just read from Hannibal that I wish to clarify, and I speak as one who has done exorcisms with the permission of my superiors in Rome and abroad. Here Hannibal says it is our poor vigilance that causes the enemy to assault us. He is spying on our minds in order to find little gaps and attack us. Now, spying on our minds does not mean that Satan can read our thoughts. He cannot. Let me repeat that. The demons, neither the demons nor Satan himself can read our mind. Only God can. This is a proven teaching of the saints and the mystics and of exorcists. Now what Satan does, and what Hannibal here is referring to when he says that Satan spies on our minds, is he can put thoughts in our heads without our consent. In other words, Satan can influence the intellect and the memory, the two faculties of the human soul. The one faculty Satan cannot influence without our consent is the will. Satan can influence without our consent the intellect and the memory. How does he do it and why? Has it never occurred to you, whether praying or relaxing, resting, or walking through the park, or in conversation with others, or watching a program, or reading a magazine or newspaper, that something jumped into your mind without your doing anything to put that thought there? This happens to all of us from time to time. These are thoughts the devil sows. I'm speaking, of course, of distractive, not good thoughts. They could be distractive, bothersome, vexing, tempting. These come from Satan. We do not sin simply because we acknowledge these thoughts are there. We sin when we cooperate or consent to these bad thoughts. When I say consent, I don't mean acknowledge them. I mean entertain them. Okay? So Satan, this is what Hannibal means when he says when Satan is spying on our minds. That's what he's trying to do, waiting for a moment to put a bad thought into us when we're vulnerable, and we're vulnerable, all of us, from time to time. And this is why we need to always begin the day with a prevenient act. Do our best to always live a life of unceasing prayer in the grace of God, frequenting often the sacraments, availing ourselves of the sacramentals, and this is how we keep Satan afar. Why does God allow Satan to enter the intellect and memory by putting thoughts in there that are not ours? And the answer is because we are all put to the test, just like Jesus was in the scriptures. Did Satan not put thoughts in Jesus' head? Of course he did. Remember the words Jesus heard from Satan to turn the rocks into bread? Jesus did not ask for these words to come into his mind. They were put there by Satan.
Well then, that will be all for the video this time. And as always, thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us, and hopefully all of you have learned so much from this video. And remember, if ever you have any feedback or suggestion, please let us know in the comments below. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for your continuous support, contributions, and prayers. And until the next one, thanks again for watching and may God bless you.